everybody, this is Tortimer the Grey. I'm a newcomer here on YouTube, and today I'm bringing you a new Let's Play series of Pokemon FireRed. What I'd like to do with this series is run through a Nuzlocke variant called the Hexath'locke. If you're not familiar with the Nuzlocke challenge in general, I'll explain that to you briefly, and then I'll include a link in the description below. What the Nuzlocke challenge is, it's a player-imposed challenge for those of us who've been playing the games for a long time and needed a little bit of spice in our playthroughs. There are two main rules. The first being that if your Pokemon faints, it's considered dead. It must be either permanently boxed or released. And the second being you can only catch the first encounter on each route. With that being said, that's all we need to know to get started. So we're going to go ahead and get going here. We're going to jump through this tutorial stuff, and we find Professor Oak and his Professor Best, and we're going to learn about him in the world of Pokemon. He's affectionately referred to as the Pokemon Professor, and we know all this because more than likely you guys have either played through the games yourselves or watched a number of these videos. So I'm a guy. We're going to pick a guy, and I'm going to put in my, well, most of my name. This generation doesn't provide you a ton of space, so had to take out an I, but we've got Tortimer there, which is close enough. And then our rival is going to be good old Gary Oak. Yep. Alrighty, so our very own Pokemon legend is about to unfold, and we arrive here in our humble bedroom of Pallet Town playing our NES. Before we run out of this house forever, probably, I'm going to grab the only thing we have to our name in the world, a potion. And we're going to hit the road. Mom watches a lot of TV, and she heard that all boys leave home someday. And apparently Professor Oak stopped by too. So we are going to go out, and instead of wasting your time futilely searching for Professor Oak here in Pallet, I'm going to attempt to leave town, and he's going to pop out of nowhere and tell me that it's unsafe. Wild Pokemon live in the tall grass. But thankfully for us, he's going to remedy that situation here for us and give us a Pokemon of our very own. Yada yada yada. Gary is upset because he's been waiting and he wanted to pick first. Granted, he is the man's grandson. I don't know why he doesn't get to pick first, but it works out to his advantage in the end anyway. So let's look at our three choices. We've got Bulbasaur, the grass Pokemon. I love Bulbasaur and his whole family. Well, to be honest, I love all Kanto starters. All three of them are just great. I've used them all many times and enjoy them all. But I think for a Nuzlocke challenge, Bulbasaur probably makes it a little too easy, given that he's got a type advantage for the first two gyms. So we're going to turn him down. On the opposite side of that coin, Charmander is either ineffective or weak against the first two gyms. So he's a favorite of Nuzlockers. I actually used him in my last Nuzlocke run, though, which I'm currently documenting on the Nuzlocke forums, slowly but surely. So I'm going to skip him as well. And instead, we're going to go with Squirtle, my favorite Pokemon, and of all time. And we're going to give him a nickname, and it is a him. I've attempted to record this a couple of times, and the recording has failed on numerous occasions. And a couple times I've actually gotten a female, which has left me kind of dumbstruck here. I don't really have any good nicknames for female Squirtles because I've never really had that happen before. But we got a male, which is good. I can use my super unique and clever nickname. Name him after my favorite, second favorite blue turtle. And let's take a quick look at our stats. We've got a modest nature, which I don't really know what that means, but low attack, which is fine. Once you get some water attacks, it'll be good because water is pure special in this generation. And everything else looks decent. So we'll go ahead and move on. We've got our potion in case things get tight here. But as I guess I should mention that I'm not planning on starting the Nuzlocke challenge until after we get Pokeballs. Both because I think it'd be really short and disappointing if we lost right here. And I don't really want to lose the opportunity for a catch when we go through Route 1. So let's go ahead and there we go. We got through pretty well, actually. Lots of tutorial stuff. Alright, so Gary runs off. and we are going to run off after him. So let's go. Alright guys, so what we're going to do now is we have to head north and do a little bit of fetch quest stuff before we can get this challenge really going. So while we're doing that, I want to explain to you a little bit about the Hexath'locke, which is the Nuzlocke variant that we're running on this series. The word Hexath'locke is a mashup of the words hexathlon and Nuzlocke. And so what we're going to be doing, a hexathlon is a 6-event challenge. So what we're going to be doing is running through 6 different Nuzlockes consecutively. But we're going to be doing them in a continuous story arc. So we're not going to just be playing, 6 different Pokemon games. We're going to be playing them through as one single challenge. And how we're going to add continuity to this is that the rules of the Hexath'locke allow us to carry through some of our former teammates. So we've got this Squirtle. If he survives to be a Blastoise, and lives through to when we catch Mewtwo, which is when this run's going to end, then he and one other teammate would be eligible for transfer into the next generation. So what games we're going to be playing is a little bit up in the air, and we're going to figure that out as we go along. But basically, I want to play through one game from each generation. In October, there will be 6 generations, which will give us our 6 challenges. But there's a couple of things that might hinder that. If we get through 5 challenges before October comes around, then or if October rolls around but we haven't figured out how to emulate the 3DS, that would make it really hard to record for YouTube. So in that event, we would be playing through the second set of Gen 5 games, which would be Black and White 2. And so the full rules for how the Hexath'locke works and how transferring Pokemon to new generations and things like that is going to be accomplished. I've included a link below. Me and the Nuzlocke forum community have pulled this together, and we've tried to make it tweak it in such a way that it doesn't really break the challenge. But it may make it a little easier. This is the first time I'm actually attempting to run through this, so we'll see how it goes. We'll get to transfer up to 2 Pokemon to new generations when we get there, so it won't really affect this generation too much. But once we get done with this one, we're going to go into Hoenn. Because it's a continuous story arc, I don't want to jump right into Johto, which would be the next generation, because the Johto games talk about the events of this game happening 2 years in the past. And so it makes sense that we would put something else in between that gap. Not that it's really that confusing, and not that we're going to spend a lot of time reading text, but just that's how it's going to go. We're going to go Kanto, which is FireRed, Hoenn, Johto, Sinnoh, Unova, and then either the new Gen 6 generation or Unova again. So that's what we're going to be doing. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment or take a look at the rules listed below, and we're going to get going here. We finally got our Pokeballs from Professor Oak, so we're going to get our first catch here, which is a female Pidgey, level 3. Pretty awesome. Alright. The Pidgey line is still one of my favorite flyers. I know in later generations some better, normal flying beginning game families have come out. But I've always loved these guys, and especially in this game, there's not really any other better flying Pokemon to get. So, at least like normal flying. Obviously maybe like Zapdos would be better than Pidgeot, but so this is good. Glad to have Kazooie aboard. Let's quickly take a look at her stats. Hasty nature, higher attack and higher speed, and keen eye. So good, awesome. That'll be useful. I play mostly single player, and you guys will notice this as if you continue to watch these videos. I'm more into the brute force kind of battling. I'll do some status effects and things like that, but for the most part, I'm not doing helping hands or, a lot of this other stuff. I want you to be able to hit hard and hit fast. So, So that's what we're going to be doing mainly. And obviously we don't get a choice in what Pokemon we catch, but I'm pretty happy with this one so far. So let's pick up some stuff here at the Pokemart, and then we're going to go catch a couple of more friends. So one thing that's super important in Nuzlocke is to always be prepared for the worst. So since we've got some money burning our hole in the pocket after beating Gary, let's go ahead and stock up on some stuff. We've got 4 Pokeballs. We'll grab 4 more of those. Don't want to be caught unprepared when we come up against our only catch for a route. 2 potions. Let's pick up 5 more of those. And definitely we want to get some antidotes. There's almost certainly some Weedles waiting for us in Viridian Forest. So we'll pick up a handful of these as well. And that should be good. I don't really care that much about paralyzing. So we're all healed up. Let's go ahead, and I think what I want to do is let's go catch the other Pokemon that are available in the surrounding routes, build our team a little bit, and then I think we'll do some grinding. I don't want to jump. I know there's a rival battle up here. Ooh, Mankey. Awesome. I know there's a rival battle further up on this route, but I don't want to jump into that this episode, I think. I don't want to run through too much of this. I don't want to run through the game too quickly. I want to keep these episodes kind of nice and short so you guys can enjoy them along with me. But let's throw a nickname on our Mankey here. This is a reference to Ocarina of Time. Mankeys are kind of warriors, you know, fighters and such. And since this one's a female, I nicknamed it Zelda because in Ocarina of Time, Zelda was kind of a warrior princess. She had her alter ego Sheik, and she was kicking butt. So let's take a look at Zelda here. High attack, higher speed, so Vital Spirit, good. So another good catch. We're doing pretty well here so far. Alright, so those are 2 of the 3 routes we're going to be getting Pokemon in today. This guy's not going to let us pass either way, so let's quickly power through his tutorial. So yeah, we'll build our team here a little bit, see what the routes around here are going to give us. Basically up here we're going to have the choice of because I'm using the Dupes Clause. Ooh. Well, that's surprising. Alright. Cool. I'll take it. I mentioned before that I tried to record this numerous times, and in none of the attempts to record have I come across a Caterpie here. I got a Weedle one time, lots of Rattatas, occasionally a Pidgey. So, yeah, alright, cool. Caterpies. Can't go wrong with Caterpies. So let's... what are we going to name this girl? We got a lot of girls on this team. Man, Leo's got a little harem going here. That's a good nickname for a butterfly. Well... I'm going to name... Using up all my good girl nicknames right off the bat, I guess. So we've got Kaylee the Caterpie. I don't know how much her stats are really going to matter at this point. It is a Caterpie after all, but pretty alright. I think I didn't get a look at her nature, actually. Or, not her nature, but her ability. Prevents added effects. Okay. Well, interesting. Alright. That was unexpected, but not unwelcome. For those of you guys in the audience who are familiar with Nuzlocke, you know that Butterfrees can be really awesome in these runs, especially early on in the game to get psychic and all kinds of status effects and stuff like that. You can't really go wrong there. So pretty happy with that. Let's go back in here real quick, and I'm gonna heal up one more time. I just did that, I think, but I want to make sure that we're good, and then let's go ahead and do a little bit of grinding. So yeah, let's head on out here, and I want to do a little bit of grinding, get these guys up to level, you know, at least I didn't get any like level 2s or anything, so this shouldn't be too bad. We'll do a little bit. I'll switch Kazooie out to front, and then we'll do a little bit of grinding. Going to be kind of cautious here because I don't want to lose anybody too early on. Ooh, yeah, and that Reddit with all his tail whips was scaring me a bit there. So we'll do a little bit of tandem battling here. And while we're doing this, I'll try to explain to you guys what I'm hoping to do with this channel. From my channel description, you know, I've got in there that, you know, I want to play a bunch of favorite video games from, you know, past, present, and so I've got a couple of Let's Plays in mind that I want to do, and basically it'll just be, you know, figuring out the technical difficulties of doing that. But, you know, I think I want to do a Minecraft run. I know lots of people do that, but it's kind of a sandbox game, and I enjoy playing it, and it lets us do really whatever we want to do. So I think that'll be something that'll be fun for both of us. And I've got another couple of games that I really love. I've been playing video games for like the last 20 years. You know, Pokemon since it came out 15, 16 years ago, and you know, so I've got lots of favorite game series that have come out, and so I want to see if I can get some of those on here. Some of them, you know, are on old console systems and things like that, but basically I want to just expose you guys to some cool games that maybe you haven't because they've either slipped from, you know, popularity because they're so much older, or, you know, just because they didn't get as much notoriety even in their day. So I want to expose you guys to some cool games. And if you guys want to give some suggestions for things you'd like to see, let me know. And I'll look into them. If it's something that interests me, I'll definitely take a look at it. But yeah, and that's another big thing. You know, if there's something I can be doing that you guys would like to see, even within the games that I'm already playing. So, you know, if I can do something to make these Pokemon videos more entertaining for you, or whatever, just let me know. This is my first YouTube upload in this kind of theme, so this is for the Tortimer the Grey channel. This will be the first video. So, you know, basically I want to put out there what you guys want to see, and hopefully what you guys want to see is what I want to do, because then that'll overlap nicely. But yeah, so feel free to comment. Obviously keep your criticism constructive. I don't want to get a bunch of trolls in here. But yeah, so feel free to give me any advice you might have. I'm looking forward to bringing some cool video game Let's Play series to you. And that's basically what I have planned for this channel. Nothing terribly new and exciting, but hopefully it'll be entertaining for you. I'd like to keep these videos relatively, I don't want it, not short, but I want to keep them, you know, in a reasonable time frame so that you guys can enjoy watching them without having to waste a ton of time on other things. I was watching one of the YouTubers that I subscribe to is Etho's Lab. In one of his recent videos, he looked at the statistics for his channel, and every day I think people around the world spend 10 years worth of time watching videos on his channel. And so he was talking about how, you know, he was worried about if he was wasting people's time or not, and so that's definitely a concern of mine. You know, I want to make these short enough that you guys don't get bored of them, but also, you know, keep them long enough that they're interesting. So let me know how you're liking them, if there's anything I can do, and all of that. But in the meantime, I think that I'm going to go heal here real quick, and then we might call it an episode. I'll check my time, but I think that, you know, I'll do a little bit of grinding off camera here, but then I will see you guys next time, and we'll pick up with Gary's rival battle. Alright guys, have a good one. This has been Tortimer the Grey. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, tell your friends. If you want to keep updates on when I upload videos, you can follow my Twitter, which there's a link on my channel. And thanks a lot guys, have a good one. Bye-bye.